Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Tassos Kilimos. Happy joining you guys for another edition of NBA Player Prop Parlay right here on the Guy Boston Sports YouTube channel. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope your week is going well so far. We have a new day, which means a new NBA Player Prop Parlay to share with you guys. But first, before we get into today's video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Quick recap of last night. We went 1 out of 3 legs hit. It was a rough night because all of our props were so close to hitting. Brandon Miller over 20.5 points. He finishes with 20. Jonathan Kuminga over 20.5 points. He finishes with 18. Both Kuminga and Miller should have cashed their lines with the number of shots they took. Brandon Miller was a little frustrating because in the fourth quarter, the Hornets kept giving the ball to Miles Bridges, who obviously had 45 points. He had a big game. And they kept giving the ball to Cody Martin. I wish that they would have had Miller take a few more shots in the fourth quarter. Overall, he had a pretty good game. Shot 9 for 17. Not awful. But again, just missed the mark by 1 point. And then Kuminga finished with 18 points. Unfortunately, in the second half, didn't play a ton because the Warriors were blowing up the Sixers, especially the fourth quarter. They sat him for most of the fourth quarter. He just missed it by 3 points. Bam Adebayo was never a doubt. He almost cashed that in the first half. So, not a great result, but it's all right. We were pretty close. And we're going to carry the positive vibes, positive momentum coming into today. We're not going to worry about the loss yesterday. We were really close to hitting, which means we weren't too far off the money. Let's carry on. New day, new parlay. Got a 3-leg parlay to share with you guys. Let's dive right in. All right, guys. First leg of our 3-leg parlay. We're targeting the Warriors-Pacers game, which kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going with Tyrese Halliburton of the Indiana Pacers over 17.5 points. All right, guys, we're going to kick this over to the Outlier screen. If you don't know what Outlier is, they are the sponsor of every NBA Player Prop Parlay video here on the channel. Link in the description below, 7-day free trial to try it out for yourself. It really is the best sports betting tool on the market. All the data that I show you in all my Player Prop videos are available on there. You will not regret the decision. Again, on this show, we are hitting our props at over 77% hit rate on the season. And a lot of that is thanks to the data provided by Outlier. So one more time, guys, link in the description below, 7-day free trial when you use our special link. Okay, here we go. First leg of the parlay, Tyrese Halliburton over 17.5. You see here, it's a juice line, minus 175 odds. That's quite okay. Now, you look at here, the data is not fantastic. He's covered this in just 3 of his last 10 games. But if you watched Tuesday's video, you'll know that this was one of the legs that we had that won us that 4-leg parlay on Tuesday. Halliburton, of course, like I explained in that video, he is coming back from injury, right? He was on a bit of a minutes restriction, but there's some positive news on that front. First and foremost, he cashed this line on Tuesday. Remember, we had it only at 12.5 points. That was the line on Tuesday. He finished with 18 points against the Rockets. That was a winner for us. And you look down below here, look at the minutes played. He played 29 minutes. It's the most minutes he had played since returning from injury. You see here 22 minutes, 22 minutes, 21 and a half, 20 minutes. He was on a minutes restriction. Then versus Houston, it was a close game, so maybe that has something to do with it, but he did play 29 minutes versus the Rockets. So it looks like his minutes, he's been back for 5 games since returning from injury. It looks like his minutes are going to start getting closer to normal. You see on the season, let's go ahead and look at the season numbers here to see his average minutes played. On the season, he's averaging a little over 32 minutes per game. I expect him to be getting close to that again. Like I said, Halliburton has been back for 5 games now. I don't think they're going to keep him lower to 20 minutes. They should be able to play him closer to that 30-minute mark moving forward again. He's been back for 5 games now. On the season as a whole, 70% hit rate on this number, 28 out of 40 games. And you see here, a lot of the games that he's missed the mark have been the games that he was on a minutes restriction. You look at the defensive matchup here, right side of the screen, the Warriors, bottom 10 in the NBA in points allowed, giving up 118 points to opposing teams. The Warriors are obviously playing on the second half of a back-to-back. They played last night versus Philadelphia. They blew them out. I wonder how that will affect them tonight versus Indiana. Again, not a great defensive team. You look here again, specifically versus the point guard position, the Warriors bottom 4 defensively in the NBA, 26 points per game again. Steph Curry, he's just at the point in his career now where he can't defend guys, especially someone like Halliburton, as great as he is. 17.5 points. We just need Halliburton to score 18 points. Look at the head-to-head matchup here. The last time these two teams played, December of last year, Halliburton had 29 points. Again, minute-wise, he played 34 minutes. We only need him to score 18 points here. This is not a great defensive matchup for the Warriors. They're not that great of a team, especially versus point guards. I expect Halliburton, especially if he plays close to his 30 minutes, he should be able to cash this line. He did it the last game versus Houston, which is a much better defensive team than Golden State. I expect Halliburton here to score 18 points. All right, guys, second leg of our three-leg parlay here. We're targeting the Cavs-Nets game, which kicks off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going with Ben Simmons. Yes, Ben Simmons of the Brooklyn Nets over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. A rare L for DraftKings. They have the highest odds, minus 145 on this prop. You see here on Caesars, on FanDuel, on BetMGM. You actually can find this for better odds. However, the other legs of our parlay are only available on DraftKings. Just keep that in mind here. But on DraftKings, minus 145 odds, not the best. But Ben Simmons, now I know a lot of you are going to see this and you're going to go, oh my God, he's betting on Ben Simmons. Tasso, what the hell are you thinking? Here's the thing with Ben Simmons. I probably would never bet a point prop with him, because his scoring is so unpredictable. But the one thing that he does do very well, he grabs rebounds and he dishes the ball out and he gets assists. You look at this mark here, 9 of his last 10 games, he has cashed this over. But I want to show you guys something. All 9 of those games are this year. 100% hit rate this season. He's only played 9 times this year for Brooklyn. But in all 9 games, he crushed this line. You look here, the lowest total he's had this season was on February 3rd, just the other day versus Philadelphia. He had 9 rebounds and 5 assists, 14. That's the lowest. That cashes, and that's the lowest. You see here, 19, 18, 18, 16, 15, 19, 19. I mean, he's been unbelievable. This is something that he can do. This is one thing that Ben Simmons has always been. And you look at here, he's not playing a ton of minutes. Look at his last 3 games. 18 minutes, 13 minutes, 20 minutes. He's obviously coming back from injury, so he's on a bit of a minutes restriction. But in 20 minutes, 9 rebounds and 7 assists. And 18 minutes to go back down there. 18 minutes. He had 11 assists and 8 rebounds in 18 minutes. He doesn't need to play much to cash this line. Again, we're not betting points. We're not doing any of that. We're just going off of rebounds plus assists. And if you look at the head-to-head matchup, each of the last 2 times he's faced off with the Cavs, including one time this season back on October 25th, he had 10 rebounds and 9 assists versus the Cavs. If he plays at least 20 minutes, he should be able to cash this line. It's tough for the defensive matchups here because Ben Simmons is listed as a point guard, but he plays kind of all over the place. Overall, defensively, the Cavs are a pretty good team defensively. But again, he already cashed each of the last 2 times he played them. The biggest concern here is obviously how much he's going to play. He's not on the injury report right now. He's listed like he's going to play. The Nets, it'll be interesting what happens. They got a lot of guys out. Obviously, trade deadline today, so that is something to keep in mind with all of these props. The trade deadline could affect some of these here. The Nets are a team that have been rumored in trade talks, for a little while now. They got a lot of guys out. I expect Ben Simmons to absolutely cash this line. All right, guys, third and final leg of today's parlay. We're targeting the Jazz-Suns game, which kicks off at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to John Collins of the Utah Jazz, over 19.5 points plus rebounds. You can call me lazy. Call me whatever you want to call me. I'm not going to stop betting John Collins. He has been the most bet player on my props all year long, and for good reason. He's cashed 9 of his last 10 games, 8 in a row. You saw this was on Tuesday. We had that prop in our parlay that cashed. He had 22 points and 9 rebounds, almost cashed in the first half. 100% hit rate versus this team. 3 out of 3 times. The last 3 times he's played Phoenix, by the way, all 3 times are this year. October 28th of this year, November 17th of this year, November 19th of this year. 3 times he's played the Suns this year, 3 times he's cashed. Overall on the season, 79% hit rate, 38 out of 48 games. Again, call me lazy if you want to, that I just keep throwing this same prop in my parlays. But again, 79% hit rate. It keeps cashing. I'm not going to stop betting it. Actually, you know what? If he cashes this tonight, if he cashes this line tonight, I'm buying a John Collins jersey. That's a guarantee. Comment Collins. Just comment Collins down below. If he cashes it again, I don't have the data. I'm going to have to go back and look and see how many times I've actually bet this prop this year. If he cashes this again tonight, I will 110% be buying a John Collins jersey. That's a guarantee. But there we go. Third and final leg of our parlay. I don't have to go into it way too much more. He's just a covering machine when it comes to this line. I could go higher. It's at minus 165. Obviously, he's covered. You could go a little bit higher, too, and the data is still strong. Look at this. You go to 20.5, still 69, nice % hit rate on the season. And you look at the head-to-head, still 100%. So you could go a little higher. Again, we're going to go a little safer here because, of course, we're trying to get a win here. We got a Freaky Friday 5-leg parlay coming tomorrow. We don't want to take too many risks here. So we're going a little bit safer for the sake of getting a win here. But overall, love this spot for John Collins. All right, guys, there's our 3-leg ticket. Just a quick little recap here. Ben Simmons, over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. John Collins, my boy, over 19.5 points plus rebounds. The line actually is at 160, just dropped a little bit. And Tyrese Halliburton over 17.5 points, minus 175. 3-leg parlay plus 331 odds. Actually, on Caesars, you can get 2 out of 3 for plus 185, which is actually surprising. But plus 331, again, not a crazy big parlay. We are already up over 2 units on the week. So this is a positive week thus far. We're 1-2 on our parlays, which obviously isn't the best, but we are up 2 units. We are making money. We are profitable this week. Plus 331. Let's win a few more units. Let's get a win here. We got obviously our big 5-leg parlay coming tomorrow. Freaky Friday. We have been on the money with those Freaky Friday parlays, guys. That is it for me today. Again, plus 331. Nothing too crazy. Let's get a hit. Let's win some more units to give us some insurance going into tomorrow. We got another big parlay tomorrow. We are going big game hunting. If you've been watching the channel, you know we've been hitting those big parlays. You won't want to miss tomorrow's video, guys. That is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Until tomorrow when we have our Freaky Friday 5-leg parlay, I hope you're all winners.